Hey, what's going on, you variety-loving people? I hope you're ready to add some spice to your day. Welcome back to Secret Spice of Life. We are your hosts. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Jordan.
And I hope you get your glasses on and your computers ready, because today we're talking about some technology. So basically, I just did like a little bit of research on some emerging technologies this year and into 2019. Not saying that like all these will be out within that time, but there are definitely things in the near future we can expect, and I'm just going to talk about them a little bit, and we'll give our thoughts, and you guys are welcome to comment at us or whatever, give your own thoughts and stuff like that. So the first thing I have is just like a kind of normal one. It's starting to come more to life more than these other ones. Like Tesla's already started this a little bit, self-driving cars, like Elon Musk has that, and I mentioned in our previous episodes about Mercedes doing their own self-driving cars, I believe. And I know like there's a couple other companies developing them, but like Tesla's like the big name one. But personally, I think that's like something that will allow like less accidents to happen. Maybe not in the early stages of like self-driving cars, because there's definitely going to be.
I can't imagine how they test like self-driving cars. Like what do they do to test a self-driving car? What would you think?
I would assume they just run it through like any other test like a normal car would go through.
Do you think it's like a catastrophe when they do it? Though? Do you think they have cars slamming into each other?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Or the cars just driving through walls?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Like in the early stages of them testing it, it was definitely
I feel like that's something that takes a long time to get like perfect.
Yeah,
to the point to where it actually is not dangerous to drive them on the road at all.
Yeah, like
because I see like you see those like celebrities and athletes and stuff that have those cars, like you'll see on their Instagram stories or Snapchats or whatever, that they'll just be sitting there and they'll let the car drive them home or whatever. I saw Juju. I think Juju has a Tesla or something.
Yeah, I think he has a Tesla. Yeah.
Cars. But he was like driving home from Pittsburgh one night, like to wherever he lives at. Like he was on the highway and he just like sits there and it like drives him home. He just like lays his hands on the wheel and drives it.
Yeah, that's the thing. You have to keep your hands on the wheel, like, cause they don't want that. But I think that'll that'll definitely put like Uber out of business and stuff like that, because people won't be taking them like they get because you won't need a DD or like anything like that. And that'll help cut back on like drunk driving and stuff like that a lot if they do have like automated cars and stuff. But the thing about self-driving cars, the thing I always remember is from like iRobot. Remember? And you experienced a car accident.
Hell I am.
But I think that would be like a huge thing for society, especially, and I think that would help cut back on traffic a little bit, maybe, because there would be like less idiots on the road in a sense.
Yeah, I guess, like, as long as like no malfunctions happen.
Yeah, obviously. There probably will be.
That's the thing, though. The bad thing about it, like one of the cons, that you can't always trust technology in like those types of situations.
Mm-hmm.
Like what if like a car slams into another one? What happens? Like what if all of them just start slamming into each other, like just because they don't stop quick enough?
It could happen. Whose fault would it be at that point, though? Like, would insurance companies cover that, or would you think that would be like the designers' like problem?
No,
because like you're technically not driving.
You're still wrecking a car. It's still
but you're not driving, so how's it your fault?
I feel like you're still liable. That you have to be liable, like, because the company that made the cars, unless something seriously happened.
Yeah. There should be no reason that they wreck. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the whole point of having an automated car. They should be safe.
But things happen.
Things happen. But I was listening to Elon Musk and Joe Rogan saying they were talking about self-driving cars. They said eventually, like, if self-driving cars did take over and like everybody had self-driving cars, the people that would be the problem is the people that were driving like normal cars. Like still, like if it was still like in that transition period, like that would be the problem. But I feel like if everybody had self-driving cars, they each would have like sensors, so they know there's like another car there and stuff. So crashes would be limited if there were any.
Well, they even have that in cars that aren't self-driving, the automatic braking system or whatever. No, but I don't know how that works either. I feel like an automatic braking system in a car would be like if you got, like, you know how some people ride close to people.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like if they're going real slow or something.
Yeah.
I feel like a car like that, if you had the auto braking system, that'd like slam on the brakes or something if you were driving like that.
But
Like, I
you're
feel
not.
like it's
But you're not
like,
driving that. I mean.
No, but if you have one of those cars that you actually drive that has the automatic braking
Yeah,
system,
yeah.
like, I feel like it'd be weird and it's like slam on the brakes at times when you don't need to.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't think we have any cars that have automatic
we
braking.
don't.
Not that. Yeah, I don't think so.
We don't
But
have any cars that are like brand new or anything.
yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I think you have to like set that though, like turn it
Yeah,
on.
you can turn it on or off.
Yeah.
but
I'm sure people don't
I
have
feel
it
like
on.
I'd never drive with it on.
Yeah.
Like, it would be pointless.
Because people that drive like 20 miles an hour and like a 45,
Yeah.
I would definitely be riding on them. I wouldn't.
Yeah. Or if you have somebody cut you off in traffic
Yeah,
on the highway and it would slam on the
Oh, you
brakes
get
and,
cracked,
like, stop
yeah.
in the middle of the road. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
Yeah.
something like that would happen and then you'd wreck anyway.
Yeah, that'd be ridiculous. I mean, I think that's like a poor feature if like nobody else has automatic braking. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that's
'cause
like
you just slam,
that's putting you in
slam
a
on your
bad
brakes and somebody would
situation.
hit you from behind.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't understand it.
Yeah. And like kind of the next thing I have about like for like transportation is also like Elon Musk's invention is like the Boring Company where he drills like tunnels in the ground to like make 3D transportation rather than 2D just like on the road and stuff like that. Because people like are like, oh, we need flying cars, but in reality, flying cars are a really, really bad idea. Because one, they're like super loud. They would be super loud. They'd be like basically a plane
It'd
jet
be an
above you,
airplane.
like
It
right
would
above
sound
you.
Like,
Yeah.
you know how loud some airplanes can get.
And like, have you ever heard like a drone's like engine? Like people say they're quiet, but they're really not.
No, but people say that airplanes are a lot quieter nowadays than they used to.
Oh,
be.
yeah,
Like,
they are.
I remember watching that. Did we watch a video on that or something? Like
Yeah, Joe Rogan was talking about that.
How people
Yeah.
used to sit out like by
Mhm.
runways and just sit there and watch the planes fly
Yeah.
or whatever. Like they said it was really loud. Like you couldn't hear the person next to you talking. But
Yeah.
nowadays, like it's
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Not that bad.
Yeah, but you also have to think a plane's what, like 2,500 feet above you.
25,000.
25,000. Yeah, 30,000. Yeah, whatever. But
Yeah, but I mean, still, but like when I don't know, they say that planes are like very quiet now compared to what they used to be like early 2000s or whatever. Like
Yeah.
before that.
But I mean, yeah, but back to the Boring Company, like where he's drilling like holes in the ground to make like tunnels, basically that can transport your car. That would
Yeah.
cut back on like traffic, especially in like California, on like their roads. Like they have like a 6-lane highway and it's still
Yeah,
like
it's still
backed up.
packed,
Yeah, and he said people complain about like, oh, what about like earthquakes and stuff like that, and he says that like earthquakes are actually like surface phenomenons.
Yeah,
He said
that's like a false premise. Nothing
Yeah.
happens underground.
yeah, just the plates move underground. It doesn't actually affect anything underground. Like that's probably like one of the safest places you could be during like an earthquake is underground. And
I still don't know, man. I'd still be creeped out.
yeah,
if
it'd still be
something like
probably
that
creepy.
happened.
But I the only problem that I could see for like that is like that they can only go so far down to where it would be too warm for them to be down there because like they have like the molten core of like the earth, obviously.
I don't think you'd be able to dig that far anyway.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be able to get that far down. Probably just like a couple of levels, like 10 probably, if that.
But didn't they? I thought they already attempted this. Didn't they have some kind of trial thing where they had a short track? I thought they did.
Yeah, I think they did in is either
I
California.
thought it was in California.
Oh, was
they
it?
had some people try it or something
I don't know.
to see what, or maybe not. Maybe that was just a video I watched that showed how it would work if they ever got it done.
I don't know.
I swear I
Maybe.
saw a video. It was probably like a video that they made that Elon Musk or his company or whatever.
I know they have like a computer demo. I don't know if
Yeah,
it was
might
like
have
an
been
out.
it might have
Yeah.
been something that I saw then.
But I mean, it looks like safe, and he said it goes like super fast. So you can go like 100 miles an hour, like easily. And he said he can go faster if you wanted to, but he said 100 is probably like safe. And I mean, that is like an effective way of transportation. It basically just like you pull in like this elevator looking thing,
Yeah,
and it drops you down. Yeah, and it that's like support. It like locks your car in place and like launches you basically like a subway, kind
Yeah.
of. But like without it, it's just like a magnetic track instead. So that's why it can move like
I
fast,
wonder
like
how
safely.
that works if like say if you have different like I don't know, like entrance zones or whatever. How do they keep you from running into somebody else? Like if say if somebody was coming when your car was going down into the hole to launch.
Oh, I'm sure they'd probably have like an exit and like an entrance, like they're like
different
next to each
lanes,
other. Yeah, like different
like
lanes.
it's a merging thing.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
That
But, like,
makes sense, I
The thing
guess.
about that, do you think more people would take that rather than like the road, or do you think just as many people would take the road as like that?
I don't know. Like, I feel like it would be one of those things like when it first starts, a lot of people would use it, and then it would end up getting jammed up or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like eventually, I feel like it would just end up like the highway.
Yeah.
Nobody would take the highway, but they would
Yeah.
take that. But I would take the highway. Like,
Yeah, and then it'd go back the other
Yeah, go
way.
the
Like,
other way.
people would just get
I
confused.
feel like it's just depending on what you're feeling that day and where you have to be and stuff like that.
And
Maybe.
if I didn't feel like driving, I'd go down.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm sure a lot of people in the morning, especially they want that extra half hour of sleep on the way to work or whatever.
Oh, I'm sure you'd get there quicker than that though to work if you're going 100 miles an hour.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah,
You'd
depending
probably
on.
be to work too quick. Like nobody, or there would be lines to get into those things. So
Yeah, that's what I mean. It'd be like a
Yeah.
highway jam into
yeah,
like
but
an
you'd have to wait
elevator,
anyway. Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
True.
But he said he could probably get 99 levels out of it, but I don't know how deep these holes are then. Like
99 levels.
yeah, he said at least.
Wow. Did he ever say how far he was going down with them?
No, he said as far as he could, like safely. But he said what people don't understand is that like the Earth's crust is like super thin. So he said he doesn't have that much wiggle room with it. He said it's like the core of the Earth is a lot bigger
I
than
wouldn't
people
wanna
think
be
it is.
on the 99th level.
Oh yeah. That's what Joe Rogan was saying. He said you're on the 99th level. It's like a sauna.
You're sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be baking down there.
Oh yeah. But I think it's a good idea for now. Like at least it'll like cut down traffic a little bit. But like eventually, if like the population keeps growing at the rate that it is,
There's just too many people in California, or like Los Angeles in general. I guess places like that. Like
yeah.
Big.
Oh yeah, like
metropolitan
like the
areas.
biggest cities in like the U.S. especially like
Yeah.
that like I've never
New
been to
York
like
City.
California, but I've seen like pictures and
New York
like
City's terrible too. I think.
yeah.
I've never been there either. but-
I heard it takes like an hour to get like a couple miles in California like on a work day.
Oh what?
Like to
Oh,
get
it probably
like
takes
on the
like 4.
yeah, you have to leave for your 9 a.m. You have to leave at like 5 in the
They
morning.
were talking. I was watching the Pirates game one time. They were out in LA playing the Dodgers, and they said their hotel was like a couple miles away from the field, and it took them like 5 hours to get there.
Yeah, that's crazy. I couldn't imagine like sitting in traffic for that long. I'd go nuts.
Yeah.
That's why people in LA are probably always pissed off like in traffic. There's so many accidents there because there's so many people though.
I wonder if that one video was in LA. Remember that video that went viral of like somebody trying to pass people in the left lane in traffic or whatever, and
yeah.
he flipped the guy's.
Yeah, and
he flipped
then the
his own
dude
car.
like flipped his own car. Yeah, that's hilarious. But I forget what I was gonna say, but I don't think I have like really anything else on that. I mean, I just thought it was like a pretty decent idea. I mean, like I think it's gonna take a while to get to that point. Like maybe like a couple years, like 2 or 3 at least.
No, it's gonna take longer than that.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, Elon Musk is pretty quick at making his
But
stuff.
that's a lot of technology.
But
But
he
a
made-
lot of like construction too,
Yeah.
especially underground
But
construction.
Elon Musk has like so much money and so many resources. I feel like he can make stuff happen quick. Like SpaceX, he launched pretty quick and then launched a rocket into space like within a couple of years. That's like, and it took us forever to do like a moon landing as like a government. Like,
And apparently we don't have the technology to do
Yeah,
it
yeah, anymore,
We
yeah.
did it 50
But
or
it-
whatever 50, 60 years ago.
yeah, but he just wants to launch a car into space and he has the
Yeah, and he
technology
does
to do it.
and
Yeah,
right away.
yeah, that's crazy. But that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
But the next thing I have is CRISPR. You know what that is? Like
The
where you can
gene
design your
technology,
baby. Yeah,
yeah.
basically you can design like a super baby. You can make him like athletic or blonde hair, blue eyes,
But
whatever.
that's one thing that I would never support something like that.
Yeah, well, our
to be
government has
honest.
too many restrictions for us to actually be
No,
able
but
to
I'd
do
never
it.
support anything.
Oh
like
yeah,
that,
no,
even
that's
if,
like
even if
I feel like that destroys
people
like the
did.
human population of uniqueness. Everybody would be the
but nobody
same.
would be their own person.
Yeah,
anymore.
you'd always want to be somebody else.
Yeah, people would be programming all their kids to be athletes and
Yeah.
stuff. Like
That's like, and China's doing that now. They're testing
you'd
it.
be watching elementary school basketball with kids dunking on each other. And
Oh
stuff.
my god, that'd be ridiculous. Like, you see some 6-year-old jam on somebody. Oh my god.
Or kids playing little league and hitting balls 500 feet or something.
And that takes like, I feel like there would never be another like Michael Jordan or like LeBron James or like anybody that like in a sport that like where they stand out from everybody else. Everybody would be like on that even playing field. I mean, competition would be a lot like more interesting, but
No,
like
it'd be too
I mean,
even.
yeah, it'd be too even. Yeah, I mean, I feel like sports are interesting that way because then you really don't know what would happen. But like, I think it's interesting when there is like an underdog when people think they're gonna get killed and then they beat
Yeah,
somebody.
but
That's like
there
more
would be
interesting than like everybody
There'd
being
never
on
be
the.
an underdog if you could program
Yeah.
your kid to be exactly how you want them to be.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
stupid.
And I think that takes, like how I said before, it takes like the uniqueness away from like people's like personalities and like what they choose to do with their lives and stuff like that. Because
Everybody be like, it'd be like everybody being a robot.
yeah,
kind of.
yeah, you might as well just be at that point. I mean, that's basically what you are. You're mutating somebody else's DNA
Yeah.
to like,
To want them to be perfect.
yeah, and you're like implanting it into like your spouse's eggs, basically, which is like that's like weird. That's like so
Stuff.
weird. That's like some sci-fi stuff, like right there. That's so weird. I don't know. I would never want that. Like even if I had the option to do that, I wouldn't want my
No,
kid to be like that.
I
Because
wouldn't pay all the money in the world to do that.
the thing about that, I feel like
Or I wouldn't even do it if it costed $1, man. Screw
Yeah.
that.
this is just a thought I had like right now. This is a conspiracy theory, I guess now, but basically, I think that maybe that like the how they're putting like the different genes in like stuff. I think that like the genes will like mutate and cause like a super disease and like kill everybody. Like that could be like a thing because like if everybody has like the same genes, like that could like happen. Like a super disease could be developed through that.
I guess. I guess. Yeah. I guess if people programmed, yeah, you'd get the same like instead of getting the what's it called? Well, I guess it is the genes from your parents or your whatever. You know how
Yeah.
you can end up with like something can be viral that goes through your genes to
Uh-huh.
your whole part of your family or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess something like that could happen, but I mean, I'm sure they probably keep it from happening somehow though.
Yeah.
Cause do they have that stuff already? Where you can like, or is that part of that where you can keep your kids from, like contracting family related diseases?
You mean like
by
genetic
fixing their
diseases?
genetics,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, okay. I feel like maybe that'll correct it by being able to alter your genes to prevent diseases and stuff like that. But how I said before, I think that might create like a bigger problem as well. It could like create like a bigger problem.
I mean, that's why like you can't always like trust technology no
Yeah.
matter how good it gets because I mean like how many movies have proved
Oh yeah, yeah.
that
Don't.
AI is eventually going to take over
Yeah.
if you keep making it more powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, it could happen
Yeah.
because AI gets smart enough, then they're gonna end up being. They're
Yeah.
already smart. It's already smarter than us.
Some of it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have that one computer that. I mean, we can just jump into that then since I mean it's
Oh,
the
is
next
that
thing on
what
my
was
list.
next?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not the next thing
I
on my
didn't
list
even
is
know,
AI. But I have there's like a bunch of stuff I have on this. But basically, I think like they have that thing on Jeopardy. Watson played against the Jeopardy players, like the greatest Jeopardy players
wiped
ever
them
in
out.
history, and he wiped them out. Yeah, they may have got like one or two questions in, and like he is like insane because he's like a quantum computer,
Yeah, it's so
and like
quick.
yeah, it's just so quick. Yeah, and that's like even like at that level, he's already smarter than like everybody else. Like he can basically Google anything instantly if he wanted to, and like he's already smarter. Just like give them a body and it's game over. Like those people are like this.
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
some of the
Well,
smartest people in the
Well,
world.
they started making those robots.
Oh, the dog ones on.
No, like no, the
Oh, the
people,
ones that can
one
talk.
that was going
Yeah.
around the world on the tour or whatever.
Yeah, that was on the Ellen show, I think.
I don't know. It might have been.
I think it was on the Ellen show. But yeah, it can like talk and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's an destroy
Apparently they
humans.
said- yeah, apparently they
I mean,
said that.
I think that was just like a joke, but
Probably.
like I mean, it could have not been too. But I think AI is a good idea to a point. Like I think it can help us a lot with different stuff. I was reading they can put like AI into like making like they can put it into like a computer to be able to like run tests on like different drugs and run tests on like it like a simulation basically like as a human instead of testing it on like animals and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like drugs they can test it like just like computer and run like a simulation and figure out like quicker ways of like fighting cancer and stuff like that like by developing drugs faster. Like I think that's a good
They're
idea.
doing stuff like that, but I don't know. It's just getting to the point where they would like control everyday life, kind of
Mm-hmm.
doing stuff like that, like taking people's jobs and stuff. Like at that point, they're taking over people's businesses,
Yeah.
and then it's I don't know. I mean, I don't want to sound like a crazy person, but like shit like that could happen. Honestly, like it's not impossible for a computer to take over the world.
Yeah, I mean I agree, but I also like how you mentioned. I think you mentioned this to me. How you said that if like we did have like robots work for us and you make the money off of them,
Mhm.
I think that's a good idea and gives people more freedom to do stuff.
Oh, but that was like that. I think they did. I don't know if they just did it as a case study somewhere,
Yeah.
but it was some small town in Canada, I think,
Oh, okay.
that did that for. I don't know if they just did it for a year, or if they do it all the time.
Yeah.
But like people had robots work in their place, I think, and got paid for the work that the robots did.
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't know. I don't know if they were planning on doing that for like just disabled people, if they were planning on doing it for everybody or what. I can't remember. That was a while ago I heard about that.
I feel like if the robots are taking, say, like labor jobs, obviously that'd probably be the easier ones to take, since like education isn't something that's like needed.
Well, they probably have robots to do.
Yeah, they do. I
a
mean,
lot
like
of
in
the- I mean,
factories and stuff, they
it
even
is,
build cars and
robots
stuff
do
already.
most of the stuff anyway.
Yeah, but obviously that I mean, if it does take jobs away from laborers, maybe that's all we really have. If you're listening to the podcast, obviously help us out. Download the episode. Make sure you share it with your friends, family, coworkers, whatever. Make sure to subscribe, rate, and review us if you're on like iTunes or Google Play. I don't know if they do that on any of the other platforms like Stitcher, stuff like that. I know on Podbean you can like us and stuff like that. But if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you share your ideas with us. Like if you have any input on this, whether it's positive, negative, any other ideas for like technology that you may have came across that we missed. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media to do that if you want to interact with us, because that's probably one of the easier ways to interact with us. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, go like our Facebook page. We have Snapchat as well. I just put a video up of the podcast. You can get like little behind the scenes snippets and stuff like that. Check out our Patreon and our blog and website. We just got a comment on our blog for the first time. Shout out Alice for the comment. Thanks for the support and stuff like that. Nice comment. And for our Patreon, make sure you donate to the tiers to enhance your viewing and listening experience. And as always, have a positive and productive day.
Welcome to some shit that's considered legendary. I'm